caption. Me and my team, we so heroic, there's no opponent that can take us down.
Welcome to the Halloween Superfan Addicts Podcast. This is your host, Michael Myers, and do we have a show for y'all tonight? So let's get it started by introducing the guest tonight. We got Angel from the Bearded Podcast, a.k.a. I don't know who he'll know a little later who he is. We got Brown's mama, a.k.a. I don't know who she is. Oh, that's the Brown astronaut. We got Brownastronaut, that's right. We got Cody, and he's some kind of country thing going on over there. We got Big Tim, and he got something growing out of his head. I don't know what that is. So, hey, let's go around the room. I'm going to start with you, Angel. Tell us who your character is and if you got anything going on.
Magnifico, for those that have kids, is from the Wish Disney movie. Unfortunately, he's the only main character that's a male. So my kid has a birthday party every year and she wants to dress up. And this is who I got to be this year. So I figured I'd throw it on for the podcast. And what do I have going on? Podcast every Tuesday, 7:30, Bearded Browns podcast. And on Saturday, we go live at 10 a.m. And this Wednesday, we are interviewing Mayor Orcutt from the Burke Park Mayor. And we're going to talk about the Brown Stadium and the new High School Hall of Fame that is going to be moving from Canton to Burke Park.
Okay. And wait a minute. And by the way, he's being a little shy. The Bearded Browns podcast was the #1 podcast in Cleveland.
Yes, for last year. It's a new year, man. We got to put that behind us. We got to focus on what's in the head. You know, we got to get better.
I still want to
get better.
Still want to give you.
He's pulling the Stefanski. You got to get better.
We just got to get better.
Brown's mama, who are you, and what's been going on with you?
So I am the Brownastronaut, baby. So what I got going on, man, I'm just trying to finish the year strong with my senior, who's wrapping up her last year of high school. We just did senior night last weekend, and then they got their final game. Pickerington Central, they got their final football game of their regular season, but they're 8-1. We got a better record than Cleveland. They're 8-1, so I'm sure they're gonna be going to the playoffs. So just she's in the marching band, so I'm at all the games every Friday night. So football is like an all weekend thing for me. So just being an involved parent, getting her ready for our trip to London, UK. That's coming up in New Year's. So we just getting ourselves prepared for that. Just wrapping up her school year strong.
Okay. Big Tim.
Yo, yeah.
Who you supposed to be and what's going on with you?
Well, this is my Siamese twin. Her name is Tammy. I'm Tim, of course. You see, she's representing our troops to support them with our camouflage get up a little bit. What I have personally is, like my sister said, supporting my niece in her final year of high school, trying to encourage her and inspire her to be as great as she can. She's an amazing young lady. I'm very, very proud of her. I try to support as much as I can. I'm super proud of my sister for the kind of mother that she is and the kind of relationship she's developed and cultivated with my niece. Also, personally, I'm just developing curriculum, which is kind of a stretch for me. I've been working here in Columbus with our Somali community to help them with their youth and programming. And so that's what's been kind of keeping me busy over the last few weeks. But I'm happy to do it.
Okay. And last but certainly not least, we have Cody, a.k.a. Brownastronaut, but he's dressed up as something different tonight. Go ahead, Cody.
Tonight I'm Old Mick Cleveland. So the idea behind it is the daughter, she just turned 1 actually, loves chicken. So we got her a chicken outfit for Halloween, and then me and the wife are going to be farmers. So I was just looking for a reason to spend $100 on these overalls, honestly. But
those are dope.
It worked out really good. But yeah, man,
I like those. That's slick.
Baby just turned 1. We just got a house just passed inspection right here in Canton, about 5 minutes from where my house is now going to be the rental. So Just been moving up, man, grinding, working, getting to the game, trying to stay dry Sunday. I think I just finally kind of thawed out. So ready to roll.
All righty. Well, hey, let's get this party started. We done got the introductions out of the way. First up, I'm gonna go with Angel because you're our guest for this evening. In your opinion, Angel, what were the keys for the win against the Dolphins last Sunday?
Keys for the win. Well, it's simple, right? It's a run game, right? Q, run the ball. What was extra special, though, was the Kevin, I think, took the playbook out of the Pittsburgh Steelers from the week before and lined up an extra offensive lineman. Whippler was out there for 22 plays out of the, I think, 50 plays on offense. So they lined up an extra offensive lineman, mess to protect Gabriel, and ran the ball. So I think that's the key. And the defense, obviously, they literally showed up and did the whole turnover thing that we've been begging them to do. So I think those two things were the main key to victory.
Okay, Mama Bear.
Yeah, I was just telling somebody last week I'm gonna get a T-shirt that says "Run the ball, Kevin," and everybody in the NFL would know what it meant. It don't matter who your team is. Everybody, even the Steelers fans at the game we played against, even the Steelers fans were yelling, "Run the ball, Kevin!" It was that big of a joke. So definitely the run game. I'm really loving what I'm seeing from Judkins. And I honestly feel like they should start sneaking in some plays where Dylan runs on purpose because he got wheels a little bit. Like I seen him, get out of a couple little situations, and I'm like, man, look what he does when he has to do it. What if you planned it like that, And I like when the Browns take a couple little risks and do a couple trick plays. They didn't have as much success on that trick play they tried to do with Judkins, but historically, they've had some success when they run like those trick plays when they start taking more risks. I'm like, might as well look at your record, take a couple risks. So I think it's good when they get that energy going, and when they got a lot of leadership. Because I went back and watched some videos after that showed just like some hype videos of the guys that were just kind of getting the team pumped. I think that energy is important too, like guys who are in leadership on the team, getting everybody to buy in that we're going to win this game. So I think that helped a lot.
Okay. Cody, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, so originally I was going to go with run the ball, but that's been snagged up. So I'm going to go just winning the turnover battle. I mean, the defense showing up, people staying strong, kind of like Mama Bear touched on, is, when you have 5 losses so early in the season, I'm so worried about these guys giving up. I mean, sometimes even during the game, the defense just wore down. They're tired of the offense not doing, anything. They just get wore down. So it's cool to see them show up in the rain, ready to play hard, get those turnovers, celebrate together. So I'm going to say definitely the turnover battle.
Okay. So before you answer, Tim, do you want to let your twin answer first or you answer first?
Hold on. I'll take this. I'll take this one.
Okay.
I really think their ultimate key to the game. I'll get into some of the details that they shared, but I think the ultimate key to the game, to the victory, was they're just a little bit more dysfunctional than we are. I think that they are just worse at playing football than we are. And because when I look at our offense, we did establish the run because we have a beast of a running back, but I'm still looking for things from our offense. Like to be able to stretch the field, because we're not going to face a team that's worse than we are every week. That's probably the only team we'll face that's worse than us. Maybe the Jets. I think we face them. But when you look at the Dolphins, they didn't really do anything to win the game. They kind of just showed up and just allowed us to do whatever we wanted to do. I think Tua, he may need to change the scenery for the Dolphins. But as far as the keys to victory, I think the real keys were the fact that a team showed up as a lesser opponent than we are.
That's true.
That's all.
And maybe also the Browns didn't play to that level, so thankfully they actually played well.
Right, they played their game.
Normally they played to their level, which would be
their
6
level,
to
right?
3. Yeah,
I agree.
9-6.
Yeah, I agree. However, what I did see is some promise out of these younger receivers. It seems if I'm looking at it, it looks like they may have a plan that, if divulged, wouldn't necessarily be successful. And I think that we're in frustration because we don't have the inside track. But I think there could be a real mastermind plan behind this, and we've just got to kind of like struggle through this part. And I think that if we kind of like develop the talent we have, especially this incoming rookie class, like Corley, we picked up Corley. Like, I think that he's going to be I think he can be a replacement to Judy. You know, I think that over the long haul, there may be a plan in place. I'm hoping, at least. But yeah, I just think that the Dolphins just showed up as a lesser opponent.
Yeah.
Was Corley the wide receiver that we got from the Jets?
Yeah.
First name Malachi?
Is his first name Malachi?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a 4-2 guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, we have 3 running backs on our roster right now that have elite speed. They all run the 4.4s. We got Rocket Sanders, of course, Judkins and Samson. Like all three of these guys are elite speed guys, and we don't necessarily. I don't know why 4, and I imagine the pass pro, but I mean, you got 3 elite running backs, speed wise at least, and we don't really get to see that. What do you think? She agrees.
Okay, well, hey, this one is for you, Angel, because I know you're a stat guy.
Oh boy.
So Dylan Gabriel,
yes,
67% of his passes were under 10 yards.
Yeah.
So my question to the group is this more an indictment on Dylan, or is this an indictment on the play calling, the play calling and the scheme that they're in? Let's start from the bottom. I'm gonna let you go first, Tim. Is this more of a Dylan Gabriel issue, or is this more of a play calling issue?
We really can't say. I mean, I would think it's more of a play calling, because I didn't really see Stefanski much of a guy who takes the top off the defense, anyway. But it does make you wonder if he's coaching or calling plays based off of Gabriel's limitations, because all we've seen is an extended running game, a long handoff for the most part. So it's difficult to know if it's just Stefanski's coaching style, or if he's coaching based off of what he'll allow Gabriel to do. I don't think it much matters, because most of our receivers don't catch the ball anyway.
Okay.
I don't know how Judy's out there, but that's another conversation.
Okay. Mr. McGruff and stuff. Cody.
Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna say play calling, also limitations of Dylan and our O-line. I think that Kevin knows that there really isn't much time, even when Flacco was here, to get the ball deep. Or as deep as we'd like to, or at least take those long shots. So I think they're kind of easing him in, figuring out what he's good at, what he's bad at. But I'll chalk this one up to play calling.
Okay, Mama Bear.
As much as I would love to see him open up a little bit, I think that they're trying to protect him because they know we don't have an O-line. Like, I want to see him, do a lot more, scrambling and throw some deep balls, but I think Kevin's playing it safe with the scheme and all that, and just I don't think he's designing. I don't think he's letting them run plays or having him run plays. They get to let us see him throw further than 10 yards. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like give him the opportunity. He is a little guy, but give him a couple opportunities out there. Because I want to see what it looks like. I still feel like, he got a little bit of swag on him. I'm just hopeful to see.
Okay. Angel?
Is it unfair to say both?
No.
Because you have, when you go back to the Vikings game, he threw 40-something times. That play calling had just 2 screenplays, and the rest had him throwing. Against Pittsburgh, it had 5 play action calls, which, by the way, is Dylan's strong suit. Like, you got him here and you said, well, he's a fast processor. He knows how to do play action pretty well because he hides the ball pretty well. I mean, probably because he's small. But you did none of that against Pittsburgh. right?
Mhm.
So you're not feeding his strong suit. But then you come against Miami, right? And then you flip it a little bit where you're 10 plays, play action, 5 plays was screens, and the rest were, regular play calls. But my issue was with Dylan against with Miami was this: is the fact that there were open receivers down the field, and he did not either see them or did not process it to get it to them. So that's why I say both. And one of them, two of them, I'm sure if you guys are on next, you'll see it. Brown's film breakdown broke it down where Junkins and Ford were open on the real route, and he missed both of them. One time he threw it to Judy where he was double covered, and the ball Judy was picked. Judy was used as a pick to make Ford to be open, and instead of throwing it to Ford, which would have been a touchdown, he threw it to Judy, which ended up hitting his back. And then same play call, same concept. You think as a processor, he would know, hey, this is the same play call. My my running back was receiver open. My running back as a receiver was open in the flat. Let me look at there first. But instead, who did he look to again? Judy. And he missed Junkins on top, and he ended up running for 4 yards. So I think it's both right now. And I think it's fair to say maybe 3 games into it, we've been a little critical of him. I think we need to give it a couple more games. But the problem is, like, here in Cleveland, we can't do that. If we didn't have a famous quarterback, a famous Suns quarterback behind us, who we're very much interested in, who we see maybe the potential to throw the ball downfield to these open receivers, it wouldn't be a topic. We would just say, well, let's be patient. He's only 3 games in. But as Browns fans, we're selfish, man. We want to win now, and we want those explosive plays. And he's limiting them, unfortunately. I got yelled at by my podcast for bringing all that up because they say he's only 3 games in. I'm like, yeah, but still, I mean, he's missing these open plays. And I was told he's a fast processor. If he's not processing fast and that's his Superman superpower, then what good is he?
He's a coach.
Yes.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this about Dylan Gabriel. And I want to know, in what sport does an athlete not fit the prototypical size and stature without having an exceptional physical trait or traits? Like, to make up for that. Like, when you look at Michael Vick, he wasn't a prototypical size quarterback when he entered the league, but look at him. He could throw the ball from 30 yards behind the line of scrimmage anywhere on the field. He had exceptional speed, and he was surprisingly strong. And he didn't even study film. So I'm trying to figure out, like, when it comes to Gabriel, outside of the super processing idea that he has, or skill that he has, what does he have physically that will make him overcome his stature? And I don't see that.
Well, wait a minute. Hold that thought. Because Uncle Terry, our favorite Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback, Terry Bradshaw, he basically came out and said, I think this dude is going to be a star in the league. So are we not seeing something, or is Terry over there maybe toking some gummies, or I don't know what Terry doing these days.
Toking gummies.
First, can I say something about Terry Bradshaw?
Sure, you can go first.
First of all, Terry Bradshaw was garbage. That's just the real truth. You had Stallworth and Lynn Swan and Franco Harris. Like, his line, his defense, it's like he was just throwing the ball in the general area. And these guys were just jumping out of the stadium, grabbing him. So I won't. And he comes from a different era. Do you think they were running these sophisticated defenses and offenses when Terry Bradshaw was a quarterback? I'm like, I don't want to listen to him. He's an archive.
Well, Angel, what do you think about Uncle Terry?
I would just mimic Tim's word. I get a lot of grief from people that say Terry Bradshaw was a good quarterback, and then you look at his stats and you can see, like, well, he won Super Bowls because of his great defense, right? So, I think Terry's funny. He's a character on that show, and that's as far as I'll go as a Christian, not to bring down another man. Go ahead.
Okay.
I I'm a Christian too, but I believe in smiting thee. I'm just
Yes.
All right, Browns tonight. What's up with Uncle Cherry? Do you think
Yeah,
he
like
got
Ray
something?
said, I've never heard this, but I think he's smoking gummies, dude. I hope to be wrong. I mean, I hope that one of these guys figured out, and we have some sort of hope heading into next year. I don't see it. He's really just smoking gummies. Also, to touch on the Dylan processing thing, you would have. I mean, how many games did he play in college? How long was he in college? You would think that processing would be there. I know the speed and everything's different. Switching from college to the NFL, but you would think that processing would be looking a little better at this point, at least.
Do you think that he's more worried about throwing an interception as opposed to throwing a deep? Like he's like, I want to be safe. I don't want to throw an interception. Yep. Which, by the way, he's leading the league. He's fifth in turnover throws that should be intercepted. So the passes that you think just because he has 0 interception doesn't mean he hasn't thrown any. Eventually the DBs are going to catch up to whatever he's doing, and actually you're going to get a couple DBs that actually know how to catch a ball.
I think
what I think is happening really with Dylan Gabriel is I don't think he throws a catchable ball. That's what I believe is happening. That's why I believe our receivers and the defenses drops them. He just doesn't throw a catchable ball for anybody. I think he throws it like a baseball.
He throws a hard ball. He throws a hard ball.
He throws a baseball. Right, he's a pitcher.
And that there was a story that came out and during the draft process that he threw the fastest ball at the rookie symposium, whatever they call that.
Symposium.
It's like symposium, which is like 70 some miles an hour. So that could be some truth,
which is crazy for a football. That's crazy. And so and that might be the reason why, because touch is important. Yeah. That's why because and then when you look at Dylan, he often overthrows his receivers. It's like if he's overthrowing them. He's not accurate when it goes beyond 10 yards. He's not. We see that. And so I'm trying to think, like, I don't know if you guys saw the end of the game with him and Carson Wentz, but they just look like father and son. He's an itty bitty guy. And I just don't see how that translates in the NFL unless you have an exceptional arm, speed, physical trait of some kind. And I have not seen it. I don't think he possesses it. I don't think it takes 3 games to see that.
No, and I think he's worried, like Angel said, about interceptions. I mean, with Shedeur breathing down your neck, interceptions or injuries is what's going to do it. That's he throws 3 picks, and that, especially if it's a home game, it's going to be Shedeur time. People are going to erupt. So
and he knows once he takes it, he's gone. Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, it's probably a lot of stress, man. It's fucking tough.
I'm sure, but that's what that's what this league is. That's what it is.
It's money.
Yeah.
So,
Mama Bear, what's your thoughts?
Well, I'll forever associate him now with smoking gummies. Every time I think Terry Bradshaw, I think smoking gummies. But no, I agree with all everyone is saying regarding just not even really wanting to hear from him. Like, it's because it really is a whole different league these days. It really is a whole different. But I mean, like, look at even the unis back when they played. Like, you couldn't even move like that back then compared to what the shoulder pads and everything looks like now. Like, these guys are like superheroes now. The speeds, everybody's getting faster, stronger, bigger. And I'm in agreement with Tim when he says, like, hey, that's like any sport, not just football. You look at Spud Webb, you know what I mean? And it's like they weren't going to just let him play if he was just as good as the next, Hooper. They were only going to let him play if he was exceptional because he was not a basketball player. So he just didn't fit the criteria. And it's like we call it a BFOQ, right? A bona fide occupational qualification. Okay? You need to fit, into that. And and those passes, like him saying they're uncatchable. I mean, wow. I'm curious to see now that you bring that up, I'm curious to see what it would look like when Shedeur gets in with somebody like Judy, who's been dropping passes all season. It's like, will they be able to turn back around and blame that on somebody like Dylan, or does Judy suck? Like, what's it going to be? I don't know. I can't wait to find out.
Okay. Okay.
Mary Kay Cabot says that Shador throws a catchable ball. Those are her words. He throws a catchable ball. That's a significant phrase there.
Yeah.
When the defense can't catch your ball, something's wrong.
All right, so check this out. I need everybody to take all their emotion out of this next question. You have to be emotionless. Because Njoku, his name has been circulating a whole lot as a trade bait or whatever. So my question to you people is, and again, take your emotion out of it. Is it time for us to move on from the Chief? I'm gonna go with you, Angel. I'm gonna go with you, old man wisdom.
There's really no emotion when I say this because I felt in our podcast we said that David will be on the trading block, and I mean that. I love David. He's fun. He's energetic. He's a good dude. Love him. But yeah, it's time to move on from David. He's almost 30 years old. If you total, he's been with us since 2017. He's on average 600 yards and 5 touchdowns a year. Is that what a high-paying tight end gets per year stats? I don't think so. And outside of the Flacco games in 2023, he really hasn't done. He had some plays that that's a really good play, but he hasn't done anything to me that'd be like, well, he's Travis Kelce, he's Brock Bowers, even if you want to go younger. And that 2023 year was his best year, 882 yards, 81 catches on 123 targets. But here's the issue. He had 11 drops. That's 10% drop rate. And that's something that's always had an issue with, which, by the way, Judy has an issue with. It's not just the quarterback with Judy. He has an 8% drop rate his whole career. So that's what, bring it back to Njoku, I think, and plus the injuries. Like, he's been injured every year. It seems like you cannot pay a 30-year-old tight end to be an important part of your offense when you have a young guy in the wings waiting for you to take over. Easy answer.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna jump in real quick because before somebody else, and only reason I'm jumping in because I'll forget. But no, my whole thing is, damn, I already forgot. Go ahead, Mama Bear, what you got?
Smoking those gummies.
It's crazy because growing up with my brother, he's always had to help me temper my emotions when it comes to the Browns and different players moving on and stuff like that. I was like that in elementary school. I hated to leave one grade and go to the next and get a whole new batch of friends. Now I'm a branch manager at the bank, so I have to hire and fire and turn people over all the time. So I'm able to remove emotion from this at this point and say, yeah, it is time to move on from Njoku. And I adored him. Like, I love him. You know what I'm saying? But, like, when I see Fannin out there, I got this next man up mentality. And if the next man up is doing the job, I want the guy that's going to do the job and be efficient and be consistent. I don't want like a couple little a couple plays throughout the season where I'm like, oh, I remember he did that. I want you to be killing it. So I'm just like, woo, like I was about Judkins last week. You see what I'm saying? I need to feel that every week. So yeah, move on.
Okay. I remember what I was going to say. What I was going to say is at the stage of his career, if he's not sniffing the Hall of Fame, which he isn't, yeah, he got to go. Get him out of here.
Get him out of here.
What's your thoughts, Cody?
Yeah, so I'm also on he's got to go. If I'm taking the emotions out of it, I think he's 29, soon to be 30. Last year of his contract, I believe. But the big thing for me is even thinking about, him and Flacco had that connection, and you didn't really even see much of that this year. And Flacco really brought the best out of David. So the fact that we didn't see it, and I think there's some injury stuff going on. I'm hoping Andrew Berry can work some magic and fill some spots because he's good at trading at least. So we'll let that play out. He'll probably be on his way out.
Okay. Tim, did you go, Tim? No, you didn't go, Tim.
No. I love David Njoku's energy. The Chief, he brings a lot of excitement. But Fannin's already better than him. Fannin has more potential to be a Hall of Famer. His run after the catch is crazy. I think he's a better catcher of the ball than Njoku. I think once he has a suitable quarterback that he can kind of like gel with we're going to see like the Travis Kelce in him, but probably a better version because he has some speed. I think Fannin he's a cornerstone, I think, of that offense. Once things come together, I would build around him. And I don't have the emotion I have is when I don't see things going well. But when it comes to like making the team better, I don't have any emotion. Bye, Njoku.
Bye, Njoku.
By
Can't
Tim.
hear you.
Yeah, by Tim.
He said bye, Njoku, and his camera went out.
Yeah, literally said goodbye.
I think he timed that perfectly. Well, while he's working on that, we'll go to the next one. Has Quinshawn, however you say his name, is it too early, or has he made us? Or no, I won't. I'll never say that. That's disrespectful. Has he made it easier for us to move on from Chubbs? And I'm gonna go with you, Mama Bear, because you're emotional about your Chubbs. So I'm gonna let
Listen, I was in the car crying when Chubb got injured, man. My brother was like, "Hey, calm down." And my daughter loves him. He's a guy you love to root for because not only is he good at football, but he's just a good dude. Like, even his celebrations and stuff were pretty much minimal. Just his whole persona, I just love him, So it was kind of bittersweet to have to not have him on the Browns anymore. And, if the Browns should ever get to a point where they get back to the playoffs and be in contention for a Super Bowl ever in my lifetime, I wanted to see it be with somebody like Chubb. But now that he has gone on to where you go to Texans, I'm really, really excited about what I'm seeing from Judkins, because when you see a guy like Chubb run the way that he does, you feel like it's going to be a long time before you see it again. And then in comes Quinshawn, man, and you're like, hold up, wait a minute. It just keeps getting sweeter and sweeter. So I like him. I think he does make it a little easier for me to get over because, he's somebody I want to root for. Maybe not the same, character so far. Right. Especially with him coming in with a case and all that. Not the same character as someone like Chubb. He's not scandal-free like Chubb was. Totally different personalities, right? But on that football field, man, yeah, he make it a little easier.
Okay. Cody.
Yeah, I think he's got to do a lot of work for me to forget Chubb. Like Mama Bear was saying, character issues kind of coming into it. He's a Buckeye boy, man. I want to root for him. But Chubb holds a special part of my heart. The Baker Landry days. I'm not throwing OBJ in there, but that whole culture change of those pieces from the last team we had is kind of how I feel about it. Chubb's always going to hold a special part in my heart. I think he's right up there. But yeah, just a good dude, puts his head down, puts the work in. It's funny, Mama Bear, you're talking about how upset you were when, I probably have a titty pop out, but how upset you were when he went down. It was funny. I had a bunch of people over in the backyard. I got a little projector out there. I had a big thing of food set up, night game, got the lights going. As soon as he went down, I said, "Hey, everybody can go." And I was serious. I was like, "You can go." He was my keeper every year in fantasy. I mean, not that was that big of a boost, but I just love the guy, man. Put his head down. He ran hard. I could sit and watch highlights all day. I just I loved him on and off the field. Judkins has the skill to do it. To at least, hopefully be up there to his level. He looks great right now, and the more touchdowns, 3 touchdown games like this, it's going to help. But never forget Chubb, man.
That's right.
Okay, you're right. I agree. Tim, is your mic working? Nope, it's not working. It's not working.
He might have to get out. He might have to sign out and sign back in. Sign out,
sign
back in.
Sign in on your phone.
Yeah.
See if your girl can talk.
He's about to throw it.
Yeah.
I'll sign out.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No,
go ahead,
I was gonna come in harsh and say no, but you guys made me feel soft in my heart a little bit. I am going to miss Chubb a little bit, yes. But Q in his current state of. I think you can be Nick Chubb, just more of an emotional leader. I think what made Chubb different is the fact that he handed the ball off and ran to the sideline, and people adhered that and loved that. And that's what I loved about him. But I'm ready. I'm excited. The big talk was like, we have to sign him. We have to sign Chubb. We have to sign Chubb. And Barry moves on from him, and rightfully so. The fans, hate that. But I think QJ makes it a lot easier to kind of get over it, especially seeing how I don't want to be harsh, but how unproductive Chubb has been in Houston. It seems like the Browns made the right move, though it broke our hearts when it happened. I hope to see Chubb come here one time, 1 year, and just kind of retire as a Brown, which probably will likely happen, and get in that Ring of Honor. But I agree with Brown should not. Seeing his injury, it's one of those things as a fan I've learned not to get emotionally tied up with players anymore because I'm tired of heartbreak. So I know it sounds like I'm cruel and Angel has no heart, but I've learned since they traded Eric Metcalf, that day they traded him to Atlanta, to no longer wear any player's jersey because you're just going to get heartbroken. So at age 13, my heart was broken. And since then, I've just been a messed up Browns fan.
Got your wire?
Okay. Wow, everybody gone.
Another one bites the dust. Yeah.
You guys can't hear me?
No, he's back.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I had to come in the house because my daughter's about to go get on this microphone, so I had to come in here and give her couple little words before I let her head out.
Okay,
her and her bandmates.
Go ahead, Tim.
So about Chubb, once free agency came into the NFL, you kind of had to get used to this idea that players would be leaving. We grew up when players played for the same team. Like, I remember when I was a little boy, I watched the Cowboys. You watched like Tony Dorsett, Ed Too Tall Jones, Everson Walls, Randy White. All these guys play for the same team pretty much your whole childhood. And now it's like a couple of years and it's like they could be traded away and, they could go somewhere else due to injury or whatever the case may be, budget or whatever. But Nick Chubb was special. And he was special more than, what people are alluding to already. Just than as a running back, his character, like, my sister alluded to earlier, about the scandal free, but not just that, but on the field too. Every touchdown he scored was like, I've been here before. I expect to be here again. I expected this. This is no surprise to me. I work for this. I like that blue collar mentality he had. But I do believe as an organization, we did make the right choice because we wouldn't get the production. If we're looking at what Nick Chubb is doing in Houston, we wouldn't get the production out of him that we're getting out of Judkins. And Judkins, while he's no Nick Chubb character-wise, he stepped right in and picked up where he left off. But I think that for the team we have now, especially that it's younger, I think that Judkins' personality might fit this team more than Chubb's did. Because if they're ever going to bring in Sanders, if they're ever going to bring Shador in, Judkins matches that, the hype level and things like that. And you start to see this younger team like Fan, and these guys have that same type of energy. So while we, will mourn the loss of Chubb and him, going to the Texans, I think we have a different type of team brewing in Cleveland, a team that's more energetic, a team that's kind of like we expect to win. And I think we need that. We need that change of culture. And per Shador Sanders, he said, if you don't want to change the culture of your team, don't draft me. So here we are.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, I knew it was time for Chubb to go. I didn't like it because obviously he's a fan favorite. But I guess for me, it's always easy. Once you leave the orange and brown, it's easy for me to okay, hey, I still love you, but I don't love you kind of thing. Hey, but our favorite Cleveland reporter is in the news again, Mary Kay.
Mary Kay, that's my girl.
She said Shador Sanders. I gotta read this because I don't want to misquote her. She said Shador Sanders is starting to look different at practice in this Browns quarterback dilemma. She said, in practice, Shedeur Sanders has been making a ton of progress. He looks really good. I've been saying this over and over again. So my question is, can we believe Mary Kay's hype? Or is it just that? Is she just hyping him up? Let's start with you, Cody.
Yeah, let me just start by saying I sure hope so. Other podcasts we talked about this. Everyone wanted to see Shedeur. I want him to sit. I want him to sit and learn and practice and mature. And I want him to get these reps. I don't know what actually good reps he's getting. I hope he's getting a ton. But it's hard with Dylan just taking over that spot. But when it comes to Mary Kay, I really enjoyed 3 or 4 weeks of Flacco after he was the starter, and he didn't hear much about Shedeur. I didn't want him stressing it when I'm reading these headlines, is he going to take the QB2 spot? It was silent for like 2 or 3 weeks, and I feel like that was great for us as fans, so we can get back to reality that Flacco was our quarterback, and then Dylan ended up being QB2. But I think she's probably just trying to be relevant. These are things that you mention Shedeur's name and everybody is looking at it. You put him in a headline and it's gonna be just clickbait at this point. Yeah. He has so much hype, he has so much followers, he's selling the jerseys. He's the hot commodity, just waiting to show up. So I'm excited for him, when that time comes. But Mary Kay knows what she's doing, man. She's been around for a long time. She knows when to say the right things.
Right. Okay, Tim. What you think about Mary Kay? And wait, hold on. Wasn't your twin on the other side earlier? Or am I tripping?
Well, what happens is from time to time is like my jawbone will get sore on one side, and because her neck is long and attached to my umbilical cord, I can switch her around according to comfort.
Okay. I'm glad you cleared that up.
Okay. All right. So, what do I think about? You made me forget what I'm talking about now.
What
Mary Kay Cabot. Okay, Mary Kay Cabot, I think is astute, as far as football goes. But I also believe that Mary Kay Cabot, it may be along with the narrative that they're bringing Shedeur along to try to justify sitting him down. Because here's the thing. We know for a fact that Shedeur has the prototypical style, size. We it's not like this guy is like played one season and then just came out because he had one good season. We watch quarterbacks off of one good season come into the NFL and wash out. This is not that. So I think what they're trying to do is to maybe go against the narrative that Shedeur is being mistreated, because you can't make me believe that Shedeur can't do as good as Dylan Gabriel has been doing right now. Just off of physical traits, just off of his how athletic, the different athleticism between them,
his profile, yeah.
It's like, come on, like we can't believe that Shedeur doesn't do the same thing in the Miami game or better. We can't think that he doesn't perform at least as good in the Steeler game or better. So I think that Mary Kay Cabot, I kind of felt like she was always in Shedeur's corner from the beginning, but I also know that this is the media. I know there's clickbait, but I also know that when you're on the inside and you want to stay in good graces, that you're going to push the narrative that the team wants you to push if you want to continue to have access.
Okay. Angel.
Well, for me, I read this and I would hope that what she's saying is right. The only thing that he needed to work on for me personally was learning the playbook, play calling in the huddle. It's longer than what he did in Jackson State and in Colorado, where it was just maybe 1 or 2 words or somebody else singing it from the sideline, right? So Kevin's playbook, the terminology, not the playbook. People get upset when you say he doesn't know the playbook. They're like, "What, is he not smart enough?" No, the terminology, it's longer. I don't know if you guys caught a clip of Cam Ward. He talked at his press conference. He's like, this is what I'm learning. And he gave like a long play call. It was a simple handoff call, right? So those are that. And the other thing I'm worried about, obviously, PTSD from the last 2 playoff games. Preseason games is when he was running backwards. He had that same issue in college where he would run backwards, lose yardage. So if he can work on those three things, I think the rest is pretty simple. Like he knows how to throw a ball. I mean, we've seen it. He knows how to layer a ball. He's very finesse. We talked about it before. He's very gentle with the ball. He knows he's very accurate. He's everything that Kevin wants in a quarterback. The only thing is he needs to learn the terminology. He needs to learn to step up in the pocket. He needs to learn all the simple stuff to keep the ball, closer to the first down as opposed to going backwards. So I mean, I don't know if she's getting fed or not, but I felt like I could have reported that because I mean, you're about 9 weeks into the season. If he's not improving, then we have a problem, right?
Right. Exactly.
So I mean, I believe that just simple fact that wisdom tells me that. And Shador's not a smart. He's not I hate to use this word, stupid dude. I mean, he's smart. He's intelligent. He's a football player. So he's going to get better. But I do agree with Bronson. I do think we need to let him just bake a little bit longer. Let's see Dylan for a couple more games. And if Dylan doesn't pull the trigger downfield as much, then I might be on the Shador picket fence and Berea.
Okay. Mama Bear, we didn't hear from you, did we?
No, not on this Mary Kay thing. I feel like Mary Kay calls it like she sees it. Most of the time, I think that she takes her journalism seriously.
Yeah.
I know that, she has a job to do, like, she's an entertainer. No. and not a competitor. So I know that partially she what she does has to put some spark into people, right? But I also feel like she respects journalism. And so when I think when she's putting something out like that she's calling it like she sees it. But she also knows, even though she's calling it as she sees it, she also knows it's going to rev everybody up. The fans are already revved up and anxious, so she knows she knows what she's doing on both ends of that, But she whether it revs people up, gets people mad. Mary Kay don't really care about, you know what I'm saying, that the responses. She's gonna say what's on her mind. She's gonna call it how she sees it. So that's my girl. I love her. I wish I was doing that type of work.
Okay. Can I ask one question before we move forward? I just want to know if anybody on the panel remove Shador Sanders, pretend like he was never drafted. Does anybody on this panel, I don't care from the sample size, does anyone see Dylan Gabriel as a potential franchise quarterback in the NFL?
I would go first. I would say no. I think he's a backup. I've always thought that too, but that's just
anybody else?
Biased.
I'm gonna give you an incomplete because I haven't seen enough.
I don't think you need to see it.
I don't think you see. I agree with Tim.
I think I've seen. You've seen no flash.
I need to see a decent offensive line in front of me. If nothing else, I want to see a decent offensive line in front of me.
I wouldn't want him to be our franchise quarterback.
Okay, let me put it like this. They did a comparison to the Cincinnati Bengals offensive line and the Browns. They're basically the same. Flacco, who's a senior citizen, according to the NFL, went there in 10 days and put up almost 400 yards of offense with the line, similar to ours. No. I'm not comparing.
Okay.
I'm not comparing him to Dylan Gabriel. But what I'm trying to say is that when we keep on talking about this line thing, like, what I'm asking is when you look at Dylan Gabriel, take him off the Browns team and just look at him. Look at his attributes. And tell me, does he look like a franchise quarterback? Because we keep on kind of babying him because we got Shador's in the background and all that. Remove all of that. And look at this guy, just on him, just based off of him. Coming out of college, what you've seen now. Would you be willing to bet anything that he's going to eventually be a franchise quarterback? Because he's little. He's very little.
Okay, let me ask you a question real quick.
Let me say this real quick. This is from Quick Clips. He said he has the best head progression and catchable ball in the NFL. He changed his speed like he's talking about Gabriel. He changed his speed.
Who said this?
Right there on the screen.
Read down there on the screen. Quick Clips.
Who is he?
Clips.
Who is Quick Clips?
It's on YouTube, man. Give him a follow.
He's a fan, a follower of the show.
Oh no, I think he's talking about Shador. To be honest with you,
I think he's talking about Shador.
Close your mouth, Tim.
He's got the
He's talking about
Colorado.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the Colorado Buffalo. That's a Shador comment.
Yeah, that's a Buffalo. That's Shador. Shador has an incredibly. He's talking about Shador will win the Super Bowl. Listen, Shador has
This year.
He has amazing. Shador has a knack for accuracy. He has a knack for throwing. We got to think about it. Shador didn't just go to college. This dude was under the tutelage of like Tom Brady. You think he got a father like Deion Sanders, and from the time he's a Cub, he's not going to be put around the best? The best. Deion Sanders is not a father of baseball. He was in the NFL. He's read defenses. He's played on offenses. You don't think he prepared him for that?
Well,
like, come on, man. This is garbage. It's starting to bother me now.
Oh, we don't want that. Hey, our friend George Mallory, he says
I got to keep her calm.
George Mallory says, I want to see Sanders deep ball, but we have 0 wide receivers that can catch it. So that's a great.
I mean, you have one receiver that can't catch. I mean, one.
I say Bond will catch that
You have
ball.
one receiver.
Y'all gonna follow me where I'm going with this. That's a great segue into the next question. Garrett Wilson has been all over social media as a possible candidate being traded to us. And he definitely would be somebody that could catch the deep ball from Shador or whoever throwing the ball. But my question to the panel is, do y'all think this is something that could actually happen? I mean, let's be real about it. Go ahead, Tim. You already shaking your head.
Well, because I saw this report and they were saying that they wanted to trade him for Shador.
No.
What?
And I'm not doing that. And
I think that was a fan site.
It was Shador and a number 1.
Yeah, like that's what I saw. Shador and number 1. For this dude, we already did that with Watson. And look how that worked out. It's just, no. I think that if we have the right quarterback, I think the receivers are on our team already. I just think that it doesn't include Judy or Cedric Tillman or Njoku. Those 3 can go. And put Shador in and watch his opposite offense work. If I'm them, I'm going to the NFL draft next year. I'm getting an offensive lineman and a number 1 wide receiver, Tate from Ohio State. Those 2, I'm getting an offensive lineman and I'm getting Tate. And I'm walking away. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, Cody, what you doing? You think this?
I mean, I'm sure if they had to make it work, they can make it work. But we don't have a quarterback that's really going to be getting him the ball. Our guys can barely catch now. And as much as we say, like, Judy's a bad receiver, he's still a average receiver, probably above average receiver. He's when it comes to Wilson, he's $130 million receiver. We can't afford that. We don't need that. We need O-line and to draft and to have hopefully another draft similar to how we have, where everyone seems like they're gonna play a role, now and in the future. So, I'm out on Wilson.
Okay. Hey, Joe.
Someone just commented what was being offered. I think it was a first. You would have to offer a first this year and a second. There it is. A 2016 second and a player.
No.
I like Garrett Wilson. I'm not trying to belittle what he has not been able to do because he, like here, hasn't had a quarterback to throw it to him consistently. What I'm worried and what I'm tired of is these small receivers. I need somebody above 6 foot. I need somebody about 200, 220 pounds. Somebody that can get the ball, create separation, push somebody off.
Metcalf.
Somebody like, exactly.
Yeah, like a Metcalf. Yep.
Somebody like that. We have enough small receivers. We got Bond. We have Malachi. He's another small receiver. I personally, if they do it, I wouldn't be mad. I think they can do it. I think they trade it. I think the money can work out because from what I read, the money doesn't technically start for him until 2028. So the money's they can make it happen financially. I just want a big receiver. Personally, Tate from Ohio State. He is 6'3", close to 200 pounds, and he's a young guy. He can grow to get more weight on him, and he catches the ball. He jumps, he takes a hit, and he comes down without a helmet on, and he still has the ball. That's the type of receiver we need, a playmaker. And if you add him along with Judy, that would be great. So what I'm trying to say is you don't need to trade for him because you can get that type of receiver in the draft next year.
Correct.
And get your offensive tackle, like Tim said.
And we have 2 number 1s to possibly get him.
I wouldn't do it, to be honest.
What's your thoughts, Mama Bear?
I mean, I'm down for a receiver coming in, but I'm not down for trading Shador for it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if they trade Shador out, I'm gonna stop watching football for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I'm good.
That's where I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be on Netflix.
Yeah,
I don't see them trading Shador. I think that's just
a bad business move.
Not just that. It's just
that would be stupid.
Yeah, it would be stupid. It was just not that I said Shador
it would
can
look
be
horrible too.
Yeah, I just think this team you traded up many picks to get him in the 5th round.
Right.
You're taking your time to develop him only to trade him for a receiver that's 6 foot, 185 pounds, who you already have on your roster anyways. So let's just not do that.
Let's not do that. You're right. Yep.
Hey, can I speak?
Yeah.
Ray, can I speak?
Yeah, go ahead.
We are massively underselling how good Garrett Wilson is. Dylan Gabriel would be the best quarterback he had ever played with in the NFL. And it might not even be close. Justin Fields sucks.
Bad.
Like, he is maybe the worst thrower of the forward pass in the NFL. He is awful. Before that, he had Zach Wilson, who also sucks. And then the ghost of Aaron Rodgers running around on one Achilles. Now, I understand that Garrett Wilson is only 6 foot, but if you look back at his Ohio State highlights, there's one in particular from his true freshman year against Clemson. If you're a Buckeye fan, you should remember this. He goes up every bit of 10 to 11 feet in the air and snatches the ball out of the ground. He has ball skills like nobody we've had in a long time, and his contract is ultimately affordable.
Yeah.
I think if it takes a 2027 first or a 2026 second and a player, I think it's the easiest decision ever, especially if the plan is ultimately to redshirt Shador, which is the thing that I keep hearing is taking him, giving him a year off to learn. Then if you use a 2026 second, or you still have your 2 first-round picks, so you can go get a left tackle and Carnell Tate to put beside him. And then
I misread that. That's my fault. I thought you meant I thought you meant picks next year. My bad.
No.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
It was Jared Mueller that reported this. He said it would probably be either a 2027 first or a 2026 second and a player.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I'd do that.
I
would do that as long as it didn't involve Shador.
Correct. Cody, thanks for clarifying.
Wait, I have to wait. Come on, everybody. So for y'all to know, for Cody to come out and make his point,
Cody Wilson.
That's all I can stand. I can't stand no more. I got to say something.
No, listen. I want to be completely clear. I am a biased fan on this one. So Garrett Wilson is my favorite Buckeye of all time. I was hyping him up when he was a freshman. I was watching a guy play Madden on Twitch, and somebody was talking about the best receivers in the country, and I was like, nobody's talking about him yet, but Garrett Wilson is going to be the best receiver in the country next year. And some guy messaged me back and said, thank you. And I was like, what? And he followed me on Twitter. And I've since deleted that Twitter account, but me and him talked back and forth for a long time. He is undoubtedly my favorite Buckeye to ever play, but him and Ezekiel Elliott, I would do backflips if we traded for him. Backflips, especially if it was part of a good plan where you could still get a left tackle and Carnell Tate in the draft and put them around Shador.
Oh, that would be crazy.
Yeah,
that would be crazy. To still get Tate too, that would be crazy.
Yeah, as long as they don't mess with those 2 number 1s next year.
Yeah,
that changes things for sure.
And don't give up Shador, because that's what I'm looking at.
Shador.
Don't give up Shador, because if they give up Shador, I'm done. I can't do it.
That changes the whole complexion.
Yeah.
Of that situation. Last question of the night, people. So our offensive line wasn't so offensive last Sunday. Do you think if they can stay healthy that we could roll with these cats for the rest of the year? Well, I guess we wouldn't have no choice. But I guess more so my question is, do we have enough to still be competitive with this offensive line the way we have it? Go ahead, Angel.
Short answer is no. They're horrible at pass blocking, and okay at run blocking. They're older. The reason why it worked against Miami, like Tim said, they're lesser opponent, but also Kevin adjusted well, which I don't think he gets enough credit for. He adjusted well, and he interchanged at right tackle Lucas and Livingston When it was a run play, he suited Lucas, who's a better run blocker. When it was a pass play, he put Livingston in, who's a better pass blocker. So Kevin's going to have to do that all year. The only problem with that is that's a tell. So when you have Lucas in, you know it's a run.
Wait a minute. If I'm playing defensive end and I see this dude come in the game, I'm like, oh, hey, I'm pinning my ears back. Let's go.
So then that's a tell. Yeah, so that's why it worked against Miami. They're inferior, like Tim said. When you go against somebody like New England, who's better at run defense, this is why Dylan's going to have to kind of like know his reads, because they are susceptible to the pass. But the problem is you got to have a guy that knows how to throw the ball.
Okay.
Hopefully Dylan's that guy.
Tim, hey, you think we can get Twin to answer this last question, Tim?
No, okay. Hold on. She usually whispers to me, and I convey.
Okay.
Well, again, I disagree with her, so I'm just going to give my own point of view. So what I think is that now, see, because you did that, Ray, I forgot again. So
have her tell you
the O-line.
The O-line. So I don't think this O-line is built really for anything. I think that, like what Angel said, as far as like Kevin being able to scheme out of it. Here's the thing. Like when we look at Mike Tomlin, when he had what was the guy? Rudolph, dude?
Yeah.
When you see Tomlin with literally no offense at all, and still he's able to put something together where they win a game. I mean, it'll be low scoring, but they will battle it out and win it. With our offensive line, I think even though Miami was a lesser opponent, I think that if you bring Shador in, I'm thinking Shador's going to come in this game. I don't think Dylan's going to finish this game. He's going to get hurt or something. But I think that when you look at Shador versus Dylan with this offensive line, you see someone who's used to playing with no offensive line in Shador. Because we keep forgetting that Travis Hunter was a Heisman Trophy winner. And who made him a Heisman Trophy winner? With no offensive line at all. Travis Hunter was picked as high as he was because he had a quarterback that put him there. And we forget all about that. We separate their success like he had nothing to do with it. And he did that with literally probably the worst offensive line in Division I football. So do I think our offensive line can do it with Dylan Gabriel? Absolutely not. Do I think they have a shot with Shador? Perhaps. But that offensive line is horrible.
Okay. Cody.
Yeah. And Tim, I'm so worried, and we touched base on it earlier, of Shador scrambling around with this line, he's used to a worse line for sure. And he's made things happen in Colorado, but I hate to see him rush out so early and just be running around like he did in that preseason game. That's the only reason I want him to sit. But the line itself, we have to stay healthy for them to just be even serviceable. Kevin's got to keep pulling, rabbits out of the hat and figuring, wildcat or bringing over, extra people, even if it is a tell and we can get it done. I mean, sometimes a team is going to keep running it, shitty weather games, or the wind's crazy, and they just get it done. So, I think they just have to stay healthy to be serviceable. But they're not going to be great. And God forbid we lose one or two more people, it's going to be ugly.
Yeah.
Okay, Mama Bear.
Well, not only are we struggling against health, but a lot of our O-line, the good ones, are unks already. And I'm seeing a lot of good activity out of our rookies. So I'm just saying we should probably try to match the energy, at least get one or two new young bloods up in there to get on that O-line, strengthen it up a little bit. Like, we got work to do on that. I want a strong and aggressive O-line that's going to protect Shador when he finally does get out there. I don't know if it'll be this game, but I feel like, we're not going to get through 2-3 more games without seeing him. So he's going to need some protection.
Okay. I think that's, everybody answered, right? Okay. Well, hey, look at the clock. Our time is up again. And again, this was a great show, y'all.
Yeah.
Only thing is, Tim, you should have took some ventriloquist courses and made the dummy talk.
Yeah, I actually am a ventriloquist. I just didn't want to show off. See, Tammy can talk just like this. She loves everybody.
Yeah. Dude, that hoodie's cooked. That hoodie's cooked. That thing's gonna be down here.
Yeah, I know. You know what I mean? It's a hoodie with a V-neck. I'm about to start a new line.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
Oh yeah.
appreciate the show. Go Browns!
Go Browns.
Go Browns.